I two more
There's the gatekeeper.
questions.
2 minutes.
2 minutes.
See how
Yeah.
disciplined I am.
Yeah.
All right. So you gotta
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
you gotta get the okay from the daddy.
Yes, he's the chief. He's the chief. Yeah. Okay.
He's the boss daddy today. All right. Where are we pointed? This.
It's the same camera. Same camera. Yeah. Milo, could you please tell us about your experiences with political correctness and the left in Great Britain?
Well, there's a reason I left.
Yeah.
And it's partly that the culture of Britain doesn't tolerate iconoclasts very comfortably, you know? People with outsized personalities and big mouths and strong opinions, they tend to find themselves heading over to America because Britain is, I think, a little like Germany, sort of a consensus-based culture. But there's an additional layer to this, which is if I weren't a British citizen, I wouldn't get a visa to go to the UK because of some of the things that I've said about particular religions or merely jokes that I've made, right? If I were not a British citizen, if I didn't have a UK passport, I wouldn't be allowed into London. Yet, people are coming into London with the most regressive social attitudes anywhere in the world. People who want Sharia law, people who want polygamy, people who think that homosexuals should, that gay sex should be illegal, people who, sizable chunks of whom are sympathetic to the 7/7 bombings or 9/11 or the bomb in Manchester at the Ariana Grande concert. These are the people the British government is happy, and not just happy to have, but to turn a blind eye to when they systematically rape young girls in Telford and in Rotherham and all these kind of places. But they don't want people like Lauren Southern, who is a sweet, harmless, opinionated, but intrepid investigative journalist who tells stories that other people don't. That's the fundamental issue with the UK, and you have the same problem here. In fact, it's a lot worse here, I think, because although Germany doesn't have a history of turning people away at the border, the people who do live here don't have any kind of voice at all. And at least in Britain, there is still that tradition of the sort of the rebel, the gadfly, that, like you'll get right-wing magazines like The Spectator will tell it like it is. There aren't many media properties like that in Germany. Something with the age and prestige of The Spectator magazine. It's like probably the best magazine in the world. It's the only thing one of the only 2 or 3 things I subscribe to and have done for years. There's nothing like that in Germany, having the kinds of conversations that we have here tonight, despite the fact that the whole country's talking about it. This is a systematic failure. I think it means that although life can be difficult for, big mouths like me in the UK, life is more difficult for the average person in Germany, and that's what we should be more worried about. Not attention seekers like me, but ordinary people who cannot do anything when they see their towns changing dramatically.
The mainstream media ignore the problem of mass immigration. Yeah. How important are, in your opinion, the free media, internet blogs, etc.?
Well, they're absolutely critical. We know that the establishment media is dying. It's dying because it has no... The real reason it's dying is not because it lies and bullies and intimidates. I wish that it were. The real reason it's dying is that it can't find business models to sustain it, because they do a very expensive, prestige-based form of journalism that can find no way to pay for itself with the internet. I'm quite satisfied by that. It makes me quite happy, but I wish that they were suffering because of what they did, not suffering because they can't make money. Obviously, insurgents are going to rise and replace the incumbents, we hope. But then again, perfectly reasonable and respectable points of view aren't just becoming marginalized culturally, they're becoming criminalized in European countries that don't have the First Amendment that America does. So I'm cautiously optimistic, I'm hopeful, but I don't place my faith for the future of Europe in upstart media, because I think when they get too influential, too popular, too successful, what happened to me will happen to them. So we need to fix it a different way. It's very important that people express themselves and all the rest of it, but none of these blogs and emerging media properties are going to be allowed to get big enough to make a difference by the monopolistic, conglomerate incumbents. So it's exciting and it's important and all the rest of it, but it's not how you fix the problem.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. Good luck for the future.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Cheers. Thanks for having me.
Now selfie time.